Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Power Hour with Sergio every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to the live stream. What is going on? A lot going on, actually. I think I'm going to put on a couple of trades. So, without further ado, the schedule for next week is going to be Monday, Trading with Sergio, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, Trading with Sergio again. And on Fridays, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So, always 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on notifications so you get notified. A lot going on in the precious metals, melting up, literally just melting up. There are reasons for it, obviously. One is definitely short covering going on. The other one is the de-dollarization and debasing of the US dollar around the globe as well. All the currencies are becoming toilet paper. So people are just piling into gold. And although it's justified, the magnitude of the move is kind of getting scary at the moment. Gold at 5,000. Silver is above 100, actually, dollar an ounce. And we haven't seen these numbers, obviously, forever. But buyer beware here. That's all I'm going to say. I'm bullish, obviously. I've been bullish. I've been saying gold, silver for a long time. But when things go out of control parabolic, you have to be really careful stepping up and buying these things. Because, I mean, look, we don't know where the momentum will end, but when it ends, it's going to end pretty badly. I'm actually small size, really small size, positioning myself with a little short side of the 2x inverse ETF of SLV, which is ZSL. I had a cover strangle on that worked out last week. For February, I put on another covered strangle. Cover strangle meaning I own the shares and then sell the puts, sell the calls. So last month, the puts and calls expired worthless. This month, I most likely will get assigned, but that's why I'm doing it for. We'll see. If we get about 10-15% pullback, that position will turn out okay at some point anyway, within the next 28 days. So I'm actually looking to get into a couple of different positions in addition to what I'm already holding. I may do so actually looking at them when I go through the position screen and some of the charts. What else is going on? Davos is going on, right? President Trump is in Davos. A lot of the big wigs are there as well. It seems like taco trade took place again. Last weekend, if you guys remember, Monday markets were closed for Martin Luther King Day, but on Tuesday when we came back, nasty sell-off. And then what happened? Right? It was because of Greenland, we're putting tariffs on Europe, and then Europe retaliated, same old thing that happened in a much smaller basis, much smaller version of the April tariff musical chairs. Okay, well, taco trade did take place. President Trump said, we had a great conversation. It seems like we're going to settle down, and market ripped. Again, though, what I'm noticing is that the Mag 7 is having a little bit of trouble here. It's still going sideways. Without the Mag 7, indexes are not going to go anywhere. So that's a given. And without the Mag 7 or Mag 10, whatever you want to put it, indexes cannot go anywhere due to the S&P 500 being a totally market capitalization weighted index. So, I mean, my guess for this year was 7,500 high, 5,800 low on the SPX, and with a single digit increase for the year, maybe like 5-6%. So that's my guess, as good as anybody else's, I guess. And it's these stocks that got into $4 or $5 trillion market cap, such as Google's and Nvidia's and Apple's, and although Apple has been pulling back severely, and so is Microsoft, so is Meta, Amazon kind of holding it together, but Netflix, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, without indexes, I don't think markets can go anywhere. So, you know, we'll see. And I think it's going to be a stock pickers market going on for the next year or two. Volatility is certainly there, right? You know, every tweet or every comment by the president moves the market. And you're just going to hope that you're on the wrong side, right side. If you're on the wrong side of these moves, it's just brutal. I mean, the rally that we got, in fact, it was ironic that that day I was trading 0DTs. I hadn't done it for a while. I traded them, made like lunch money, and within the same day, I traded them earlier in the morning, about between 9 and 11. And then when President Trump said what he said, when the markets ripped, the calls I paid for the calls like 30 cents and sold them at like 40 cents or 42 cents or whatever. And then way out of the money, right? Way out of the money, SPX calls. And then as soon as he opened his mouth and said it, the same calls went from 25 cents to $35 in a matter of an hour. And I'm like, and I don't know, I think like 30 of them or something like that. There's your $100,000 trade, right? But hindsight's 2020. Who's going to catch that? I mean, if I knew, obviously, but no, it didn't work out that way, unfortunately. That would have made the year. Anyway, so what else is going on? Gold is ripping, silver is ripping, platinum is ripping, palladium is ripping, copper is hanging in there. At the same time, crypto is selling off. So I'm not sure. I mean, I've been watching all these markets for a while now, obviously. And is there an inverse correlation between gold, silver, and Bitcoin and Ethereum? It seems like it to me, because every time gold and silver are rallying, it seems like Bitcoin and Ethereum are selling off, which they did. So is there an inverse relationship? As we know, Bitcoin has outperformed gold for the first 5-6 years of its existence, or 7 years. And then gold came back with a vengeance and completely, totally. I mean, last year, Bitcoin was down year over year, and gold was up 60-80%, I think. And this year, it's already ripping up God knows how much. Silver, same thing. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the correlation break between gold and silver, or an inverse correlation, actually. So if gold and silver do sell off at some point, is the Bitcoin going to rally? Or if gold and silver keep going higher, as a holder of value, is Bitcoin, or the crypto in general, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, are going to rally? I think my guess is, if gold and silver hold here or keep going higher, I think we're going to get a rally in crypto, because the gap between Bitcoin and gold is pretty wide at the moment. So I think in either case, if gold stays here or keeps going higher, Bitcoin will experience a rally. And if we do sell off, I think we'll see if that inverse correlation holds, and then if the cryptos rally. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Luis, Mike, Doug, Traveler. Positions are the same, not much going on. I post the positions on the community page of the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the regular subscribers, and then I do it for the members every day. What else is going on? Not much. So let's go to the positions real quick, because I want to look at these couple of positions. This morning I missed a trade. You know, stock is looking at me and laughing at me, saying, FOMO, Serge, come on now. And it got to exactly where I wanted to get in, and then I wasn't at the computer. Obviously, I was doing something else, and then there you go, missed the trade. And then stock, you know, of course, moves 10% after that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, the ones that you don't do, yeah, are the ones that laugh at you and say, hey, buddy, why didn't you do it? And I'm going like, I don't know. I'm not a FOMO type of guy. But we're going to take a look at them now, and let's see if we can get in. Silver just keeps ripping. I mean, absolute rip. Let's see where we are. Oh my God, 91.70. Well, that's just SLV. Spot silver is over 100, and gold is definitely either right at 5,000 or a little above 5,000. So we'll have to find out. Let me look at these two stocks that I wanted to get in. AAV, Aero Environment, and FIGR 6480. We got up to 66. Okay, let's take a look at this first. Figure technology. Here's the dailies on those. Even with one contract, I'm gonna get in these fucking things. Yeah, and then I'll just, yeah, we're gonna do a 4-legged trade. February, plenty of time. These are movers. 64. So let's go with 62.5. And I'll just look at the different strikes. 62. So we're gonna put in a put credit spread 62.5, 57.5. Credit of 212, it looks like. And then we're gonna buy the 65 calls and sell the 80 calls. How much is that? $1.98 debit. Okay, and how much is that gonna cost me? 3,500, 700 per. Okay, let's put on 5. Let's see if we can do them at $1.98. No. Okay. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, $1.98 did not work. Let's go to $2. Okay, 2 did not work either. Yeah, the spreads are pretty wide on these. Let's go to 205 and then we'll cap it at that. If not, I'll change the strikes. Let's see if we can get him down at 205. Yep, we did them at 205. So we're on for a 205 debit. So we sold the 62.5, 57.5, put debit spread, put credit spread, and then bought a call debit spread 65.80. That seems reasonable to me. So let's analyze the trade. Max gain is 15, obviously, right? Because that's the difference between the call debit spread, the strike 65 and 80, and so 7 to 1 almost. And then on the downside, there's always a downside. So I took in $2 and let me see what the prices are on these things. Let's see what the prices are on these things. Okay, to put credit spread, I did it at right about 220 to 218. Fine. Okay. So max loss on that is 5. The stock is below 57.5. But I took into that's 3 plus the 2 I put up overall is 5. So my max loss on this is 2,500. My max gain is going to be 7,500. It's a pretty good trade. Reasonable, I would say. Yeah, I would say that's reasonable. That's one. So we did one there. Then if it goes lower, back to 62.5 range, we'll put on another 5. What else is going on? ASST, I'm long the leaps, 500 and 350, 2.5s and 5s. BMNU, rallying a little bit. Crypto actually did rally a little bit. So on BMNU, I'm long 3,500 shares. Cost is much less than what TOS is showing because I've been selling cover calls for 2 cycles already. This is the 3rd cycle. Took in a bunch of money again. And then I sold some puts, 5 and 4 puts. I don't mind buying another 1,500 shares. I sold the 5 puts at $1.07, so I don't mind buying another 1,000 shares at under 5. And the 4s I sold at 60 cents, so I don't mind buying another 500 shares at 4.40. Lower the cost basis more, but the calls are going to lower the cost basis plenty. I sold them before actually last Friday's expiration, and took in $1.50 on the 6s, 6, 7s, and 8s. I took in $1.13 on the 7s, and I took in 87 cents on the 8s. Of course, we would like it to rally, get called away, but then if it doesn't, it doesn't. What can we do? Carnival Cruise, I'm long 70 calls. February, I'm long the February 30s, and I was short the February 30s. So February 30s, this week's weekly 30s are going to expire worthless, so lower the cost basis a little bit there. Started getting into Dollar Tree yesterday. Dollar Tree, I bought 20 calls, way out of the monies, but that's fine. You know, you guys got to use calculators, by the way. I bought the Feb 140s for $1. 20 of them. It's not full position yet, but I'm going to buy about 50 of those. FIGR I just put on at 205. In fact, 64.17. Give me another dollar lower. I'll add to it. Open door. I am long 40 calls. February 6th, and then I had sold the February weekly expiration 7s against it. Those are going to expire worthless, so we're lowering the cost basis a little bit there. SPY, I have the put debit spread on, cost basis 260, about 3, let's see where we are, about 310, so a little bit of a profit there. I got out of PEPG, and today I'm going to get out of WVE. Here's the ZSL trade. ZSL is a 2x ETF, inverse ETF of SLV, down to 230. I had sold the covered strangle last month, bought the shares, sold the covered strangle, 3-4 covered strangle. They expire worthless. So this month, I'm doing it again. This time I'm doing 3-3. Stock is 230. I started doing this about 260. And I started selling the 3-3 strangle, three puts, three calls, obviously, for a total of 64 cents and 37. So about $1. So this is a $3. Well, now it's a $2.31 number. I'm selling the strangle for $1 for a month. You guys can figure out the percentage. I'm 100% willing to get assigned another 2,500 shares of ZSL at under 2. If it's above 3, it gets called away. Then my selling price, because I took 101 is going to be over 4. So if you give me that kind of premium, I'm going to do this all day, regardless of the position going against me at the moment. So, yeah, that's where things are at. There was another one that I'm looking at to do, which is AV. Let's see if we can do something there. 308. And that was 300 this morning, so didn't do that. I think I'll wait on that one a little bit. I think I'm more bullish on FIGR. Yeah, if this goes lower, I'm definitely going to add another 5 to this. And so we're in at 205, 62.5, 57.5, put credit spread, 65.80 call debit spread, took some money in for the PCS, used the money to buy a call debit spread. Stock's high is 78. That's why I chose, 80, right? So if we get up to the old high, the put credit spread will obviously depreciate, and then the call debit spread will appreciate. So that's the idea behind it. I can do more like a 150. I will. I think I need about probably 63 for the 150. AV, because my group bought the calls. My group bought 400 calls, Feb 400 calls. They bought them at 3. I want to do something different, but I want to do like tiny small size just to join them. Stock is 308. So let's take a look at 280, 270. PCS, put credit spread, so taking in about 275, 350, 400. So buy the 350 calls. Sell the 400 calls. Let's see what we're going to get. For $3.28. You know what? I'm going to join them, just do one contract here, just to have the position on. We can always add. 328, huh? Okay, I'll pay you 328. So one contract is costing me $1,300 to do this. Let's see if we get him at 328. No, we didn't. It's always gotta pay. Gotta pay to play. For some reason. It's fine. Got to pays to plays. Okay, what did we put this in? 328? Okay, let's go to 335. Actually, let's create a duplicate at 3 as well. In case it pulls back, so we're there. Let's go to 330 on the existing one. Maybe 335. We'll see. See if they do it at 330. Nope. Yeah, spreads are pretty wide on these. Gotta be careful. 330, 335. Bidding 335. Yep, 335 is it. So I guess I gotta pay about a nickel. That's the slippage on every trade. Nickel, 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 and then you get like fucking, you know what happens. So 335. Let's lower the other one to 285. Stock is pretty wild. So every 50 cents we'll put one on. 285 is fine. 285. So okay. Sounds good. The orders are in. We're in four-legged animals. We're in now. Cool. Just to join you guys, I did it. You know what I mean? I think FIGR is my top dog in this race. BMNU is rallying a little bit, so we're just going to wait for time decay now. We got 28 days for February expiration. 515. I would love a rally to 6. I would love a rally to 6. Puts expire. Worthless calls get called away. Maybe some of it. Yeah, I mean, I've been in BMNU for 3 months now. I'm pretty sure my cost basis is right under 6. After this month, it'll be very close to 5. You know, we don't do these things to break even after months, right? But you're setting up the trade in a way that ultimately you turn profitable. A good friend says manufacturing the trade. I don't like that term, actually. I don't want to work for manufacturing anything. I want to make money as fast as possible, as soon as possible. So with all, you know, that said, it turned into a struggle. I mean, now if we get up to 6, get up to 7, get up to 8, we'll get all called away, then yeah, wonderful trade. And it's going to be a nice trade. But then when I put the strangle on initially and got assigned in the, you know, I think I had like 7, 8 puts that I got assigned. And then after that, rallied to 12.5. I had like a $20,000 profit on the position. And then because of the cover calls and everything else, I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of locked up. And then, of course, we know what happened to Ethereum and Bitcoin. They sold off. So I'm like, yeah, which one is it? Is directional better, or is just this type of grind month after month, lower your cost basis? I mean, granted, you know, if I can keep cycling every month and taking 60, 70, 80 cents per month, I mean, we're talking about a $5 number here. Your cost base is going to be 0. But then you guys have to understand with these 2x ETFs, there is something called volatility drag or slippage. And they're gonna go to 0 ultimately, regardless of what the BMNR does, unless BMNR rips doubles, and then this thing will go to 10. But the point I'm trying to make is be really, really careful holding these 2x ETFs long term. Seriously. Even if you go to their website, their disclaimer says that these are not to be held long term. Right? I mean, it clearly says it is. So don't do it. Don't do it, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna put on another 5 covered strangle on ZSL at $1. 230. I'm taking it $1. If it's under 3, I get assigned at 3 minus $1 at 2, so it's 30 cents in there. If it rallies, great. If it gets called away, at 4. I mean, what is that? $230 for the strangle, 3-3 strangle, 3-3 meaning 3 puts, 3 calls, with the intent of getting assigned because I'm selling deep in the money puts, obviously. I'd like to do that a little at 1 or better than what I did. I put them on at 64 cents and 37 cents about a week ago, and this position has gone against me by literally from 3.15 to 2.30, 80 cents, about 25%. And the strangle, what happens, right? I saw the calls at 37 cents. They're down to 17 cents. And I sold the puts at 64 cents. They're up to 82.5 cents. Okay, well, as we know, pretty close to zero, folks. So okay, we're back. My internet went out for some reason. I don't know why. Well, now I gotta connect the screen. Let's see if I can do that. Yep. Okay. All right. Back to life. What do we do without the internet? We'd be so screwed. All right, we're back. For Christmas 2024, I bought a silver, about 35. Yeah, it's incredible. What's going on is crazy. It's crazy. Sorry about whatever. I can't do much about these things. So let's recap. I don't know where I got cut off. Actually, I was trying to enter an order and then it said can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? Then I looked up and I'm cut off. If anybody wants to join, let's put that up there. Anybody, please, anybody, keep me company or I'm going to disappear at 11. So what did I do? Okay, so nothing changed. AV. We put them on, we put the 57.5, 62.5, 57.5 put credit spread. So that's a defined risk downside trade. We did it at 330. We just did one lot just to join the group. They're just doing straight directional 400 calls. I don't, yes, yeah, anyway. What else did I do? And then I entered every 50 cents down. So total was 330 on the first one. No, I think it was 335. Yeah, 335. I have another one at 285. I had another one at 235. Okay. So stock pulls back to what it was in the morning, let's say. I get filled. So what are we doing here? We are selling it for credit spread. Stock is 310 almost. I'm doing the 280, 270. Put credit spread. So risk is 10 there because the difference between 280 and 270 is $10. And then I'm buying with that money, with that credit, I bought some 350, 400 call debit spread. Now, all sides are out of the money. Okay, all of it, all 4 options. If February 20th comes and stock is exactly where it's at, I will lose per option $3.35. If I get the other ones done, that's what I'm going to lose. If the stock moves between from now and then to maybe 330, 340, bounces a little bit. The stock was 400 and it came down pretty sharply to 300 because there was news that the government said stop sending. There was a stop work order actually by the government. So that's just the reason for the literally 114 point sell off in 4 days. So we're playing a little bounce here if we can. Now, if we can't and stock keeps going lower, okay, well, I know where my max loss is going to be, right? Between 280 and 270, which is $10. But I took in $2 and the call debit spread is going to expire worthless. So total loss on a single option on this is going to be $10 because even if it goes to 200, I'm long the 270 puts, right? Okay, so when I did the overall at 335 plus the 10 max loss is 13.5. So I could lose $1,350 because of the premium I put up to buy the call debit spread as well. But what's the gain? What if the stock bounces back to 400 by February 20th? Then the $3.35 overall debit is going to turn into $50. So again, 4-to-1, pretty good risk reward. And same thing on FIGR. I'm not doing this to get a sign, folks. I did that with Netflix a couple of days ago for my long-term port, straight naked puts with the intent of getting assignment. This is just a trade. It's called like a synthetic, right? I'm playing a bounce on the stock on both AVAV and FIGR. The next one to look at is Rocket. We looked at HUT this morning, me and the members, and oh my God, that really did that happen, did it? Son of a bitch. Come on, man. That's not even funny. On a $50 stock, 6-point rally from where we wanted to get in. Seriously? Wow. Okay. Well, it works. Shit works. Okay. So that's where we are. And Gold and silver are still ripping, probably. Yeah, look at that. Just stuck on the upper Bollinger Band, parabolic, going parabolic, folks. I don't know. It's crazy. But then again, I don't mind putting my ZSL trade on. This is gold. I mean, so gold, this is 1 year, 1 day gold. Look what the difference between crypto and gold is. This is crypto. 1 year, 1 day, same chart. And this is gold. I think there needs to be the catch-up trade here somewhere. And this is silver. Insanity. 91.60, stuck in the upper band. Just in the last 2 weeks, we've gone from 65 to 91. This is SLV, so you can kind of extrapolate that. SLV is about 8-9% under spot silver. So if you add $8-9 to this, we're at 100, I'm pretty sure, or above 100. And I mean, just in the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, silver has gone from 78 to 100. Just 10 days. Come on now. And consequently, all the miners are ripping, right? Such as Hecla Mining. These are silver producers. They're going to have massive earnings, folks, because these are hedgers. They can deliver the metal, and they're digging it out of the ground as fast as they can. And, you know, they short the futures, and then they deliver. That's why the futures are there for hedging purposes. So then I'm sure they're fully hedged now with ridiculously high prices, hopefully, for their sake. This is Pan American silver. They're all looking the same. Parabolic. This is EXK. Endeavor silver. It's just gone parabolic. There's nothing, no ifs and buts about it because the metal has gone parabolic. But trees don't grow to the sky, as we know. This is the SPX. Just kind of stuck. Not much going on, really. Grinding. It's had a sell-off because of the Greenland thing. Taco trade happened, big bounce. Like nothing happened this week, literally. Actually, we're closing almost exactly where we started, where we closed last Friday. So Triple Q looks the same. Mag 10 looks sick. Okay, so let's look at some of the Mag 10. This is Apple. I mean, it is teetering on 200 EMA. On a day like today, it's down. So it's been in a downtrend, 288 down to 248. Pretty big sell-off, actually. I mean, for Apple anyway. Even during April, I mean, we had a more severe sell-off, but percentage-wise, let me see. In April, we went from 250 to 170. That's 80 points. It's about 30%. Well, so far, we're down about 12%. So that's without the market selling off, though. Think about what will happen to Apple if the market decided to sell off. Here is Amazon. It's kind of hanging in there, but Microsoft and Meta are looking like garbage. Although big bounce on Microsoft today, but under 200 EMA. You know, 550 high, we hit 440. Meta, big bounce last couple days, but still nowhere near all-time highs. Best of the bunch is Google. I own Google, so thank you for Google for not being like Apple at the moment. Long-term port's doing really well. I own Kava at 58. We're at 66, which is good. I own UPS at 96. We're at 108, so I'll take that. I own Google at 152 with cover calls now going out to May 2026. I'll be happy to sell it at 376. I've been selling puts on Netflix. We may not get assigned. I sold 88 puts for 335, expiring February 20. I want to accumulate Netflix between 80 and 85. And on the day of the earnings, I sold the 83 puts at $3. My intent is to get assigned, period. I want to own the shares. If not, I'll do one more cycle. If not, I'll just buy them straight up. But I think right about here, 80 is a reasonable price for Netflix. And last one is Lululemon. Paid 182. Yeah, we'll pull back. We were about 218. Now we're down to 192. So I have a little bit of a profit there. But these are long-term holds, folks. Just got to buy and hold. What else? I'm keeping an eye on some bullish divergence potential possibilities. Oklo is one. Quantum computing, I don't want to get messy yet, but they're just basing here, like a Rigetti and things like that. I mean, I like these types of patterns. The more sideways they go, the more energy they collect, the bigger pop that happens. We know what happened with quantum stocks, right? Energy stocks gone berserk. Space stocks have gone berserk. This is AST. This is BE, Bloom Energy, and ASTS, for example. All the space stocks have gone berserk, actually, again, for the God knows how many times. These are wonderful trading stocks, by the way. I don't mess with it too much because I don't think fundamentally they're there, but then at some point you got to pick your pain, either fundamentals or technicals. Because fundamentally you shouldn't be buying these things. So they're super expensive. And then Planet Labs in that group as well. Yeah, I mean, my 52-week high list, there are some good stocks that I'm watching to buy. Some consolidators, like CRS is going to be the one, I think, that just when that breaks out, it's absolutely going to go bonkers. Earnings are out on that in like a few days, though. Be careful if you don't do anything there. So we just got in on AV. Yeah, we have orders in. If we get more, we get more. And we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah, on these, when they get to my prices, I'm going to do it even into tiny, small size because I go like, I'll just wait a little bit to perfection. Like buying it, like FIGR, my target was 60. Yesterday, when I did the members live, I said at 60, I want to do that. And sure enough, it got to exactly where I wanted to. And it only got to 60-40. So I'm like, yeah, I'll wait to 60. Maybe it'll break 60. It's just jerk off, mental masturbation, right? And I'm going like, closer I buy to 20 MA, the better. Okay, making all these excuses. And then stock just bounces 6 points, of course. I'm like, yeah, you know, can't buy the lows, man. Can't buy every low. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't FOMO, thank God, at 66 range. I got in about like 64 range, 64 and a half. So thank God I didn't FOMO. And that part of it always saves me some money. This was the morning. If you blinked, you missed it. And I blinked. That's all I can say. So AV, we have the orders in. BMNU, going nowhere. Carnival, we have order. Well, we have the position. They're going to expire. Watchlist to weekly, so I'll just sell another cycle of weeklies coming up. So when I'm long like a cycle going out to February and I have weeklies against it while I'm waiting, you know, basically avoiding data decay or time decay. Dollar Tree this morning, bouncing. So we'll see what's going to happen there. Yeah, I want to sell these for $1, but I don't think I'm going to get $1. I want to sell the ZSLs for $1, the combo. Yeah, it's at 95 cents. It's going to tell me. Oh, it's $1. Hold on a second. Dollar credit? I'll take $5 for $1, sir. Of course, you're not going to give it to me. Oh, we did it. All right, cool. Cool. Now we're completely strangled. Completely strangled. No problem. So what's the position there? My cost basis, it shows 2,500 shares at 338. It's actually I took in 16 or 17 cents last month. So we're about 320. Okay. On 2,500 shares, just up to 25 puts, 25 calls. So cost basis, exactly $1 on 25 of them. Threes and threes. So stocks, let's say, how many things can happen? 3 things. Stock stays here, stock bounces, silver sells off, this one bounces. This is the inverse ETF, 2X ETF. Or it stays here somewhere, right? Bounces, stays here, or goes lower. Well, I took in $1 between the calls and the puts, correct? Okay. My intent is to get assigned. If I get assigned at 3, what's my cost basis for the new 2,500 shares? Because I took in $1. It's 2, right? Right. So stock stays here at 233. all right, the combo I sold for $1 is only going to be worth like 65 cents. So cool. Then I make a choice. Do I get assigned with the puts because I'm deep in the money, or do I roll or whatever? My intent is to get assigned because then sell calls. Because if I get assigned at 2, original price is 321. Well, now I'm looking at 250 range, 255 range. I can always sell 3 calls again, or if we do get a crack in silver, sell, have a 10-15% sell-off, which normally it should, right? And after a parabolic, you'll get that kind of correction real quick. Then this is 2x ETF inverse. This is going to rally. If silver corrects 15%, this is going to rally 30%. Well, 30% on 232, okay, it's going to put me back above 3. Then maybe I get called away. If I get called away, 3 plus 1 is 4. So I like the trade. I mean, 232, dollar in, with the intent of getting assignment, period. You must understand that. You must understand that. Your intent is to get assigned here. On FIGR or AVAV, my intent is not to get assigned. My intent is just play a bounce and hike. That's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you don't get a bounce, if you get close to, if the put credit spread starts getting challenged, you just liquidate the position, take your L. You don't F around with these things. The 10 put debit spreads I have on SPY, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I think I may exit that today. But I had 40. I took profits. Now I have 10. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 308. And where are we on AVAV? 285 and 235. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's a mover. It's a $300 number here. Okay. Hopefully you have questions. If you don't have questions, I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. And then watch the rest. Watch option expiration. Today is weekly option expiration, folks. So you guys know. As far as charts are concerned, I have my 52-week high list that I'm dealing with. Other than that, hopefully have a good weekend. Go watch my son play today. Look at this thing. I just can't understand. I just don't believe it. 91.87. 91.87 high, 91.44. Yeah, silver, spot silver is definitely over 100. Let me take a look. Let me take a look where spot silver is at. Oil is having a nice day today. Nice rally. Yeah, gold 49.74, silver 101.45. Holy shit. Platinum 27.50, up $175. Palladium 2,038, up $110. They're just melting now. I mean, I don't know. They keep raising the CME keeps, or whatever exchange, COMEX, I think they trade on COMEX. They keep raising margin requirements. Nobody cares. The shorts are either taking it up to you know what, or longs don't care. Period. They just don't care. They just keep buying it. I'm all for, metals. As long as I had the channel, I've been talking about hard assets and obviously gold, silver, palladium, platinum, hard assets, right? Okay. At some point, we need a break here. So I'm just playing for that break. I cannot chase it here. On the pullback, I will buy it, but I cannot chase it here. Yeah. If you're buying here and Monday morning you show up, silver's down 5%, don't cry. You know what I mean? It's definitely possible. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me enter another order on FIGR. Yeah. What did you do those at? Let me see what I did those at. 650 to 30. It's 430. You know what? I don't know. I'm just going to put an order. I think I did those at 235. Well, I have to get the calculator out. Okay, let's do that. So the way you figure out what your debit is. Did I get cut off again? No, I didn't. Somebody asked me I got cut off. Yeah, I did get cut off, and then I came back. So the way you figure out your cost basis, if you can't, is you add obviously what you're putting out, and you deduct the credits from it. It's pretty simple. So I paid $650 for the calls plus $312 for the puts. $962 out. What do we take in? 962 minus 228 minus 525. 209 I paid. Did I? Oh, I thought I paid 210. Whatever. 209 I paid. So since I paid 210, let's say, let's put another 5 of those in. I'll just put it in when the stock moves to my range. Although having open orders, I like. The reason is when I'm not watching or doing something else and it gets hit, and then I don't cry about it. So if I paid 210, what would be reasonable for the next 5? 160, about 50 cents, I think would be reasonable. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. FIGR. So we're selling the 62.5 puts, buying the 57.5 puts, and then on the exit we're going to do the reverse, right? Okay. We're going to buy the 65 calls and sell this 80 calls. 208. Okay, well, it's about where we did it, obviously. So we go lower. We'll go to 210, let's say. So we'll go to 160. That's fair. 160. Okay. Order is in. So we have orders on AVAV and the other one. And yeah, open door is becoming a headache. And take an L and get the heck out of Dodge on that. So the silver strangle is done. If at this price, obviously, I'll get it signed. It's great. Let me get it signed. It's fine. The put debit spread on SPY. Where are we on that one? Let's take a look on that one. We're going to sell the 290 puts and buy the sell the 690s, buy the 680s. Buy the 680s. 312. My cost is about 260. Yeah. Nothing. Like $500. 310 credit. Let's put them at 320 credit. Let's take $700 or $600. We get a 325. We get a sell off. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. How many do we have? We have 10, right? Okay. 325 it is. Okay. So where we are. Nothing else going on. I got in where, thank God, FIGR gave me a little bit of a pullback from 66 to 64 to get in. Oh, now the LTR is rallying without me, of course. Son of a bitch. Why don't they let me get a full position on something? Suck it. Suck it. Anyway. Yeah. Nothing's going on. Where's TLT these days, by the way? Rates are... Yeah, rates are going Nowhere. The government wants lower rates. It's Tesla. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I like KTOS. KTOS. Okay, come on now. You let me get down to 102. Patience, 102.33. Yeah, get down to 102. I'll put another synthetic on that one. Rocket is in buy range here for sure. Yeah. Yeah. ST is in buy range for sure. Yeah, that's in buy range, no question. Okay. NXT breaking out. Yeah, it's beautiful. Red Rock Resorts consolidating. Toll Brothers consolidating. These are all consolidating before breakouts. This is going to be the mother of all breakout if it does break out. The stock right here, Cushman and Wakefield. Actually, it's kind of pulling back into the range. Maybe it will just go retest the low at 15. That would be nice. Yeah, just kind of watch stocks, and when they get to your levels, guys, you do it. And then, if you structured the trade correctly, if you did everything correctly, and you like the setup, you're good. You don't need to worry about anything because you gave it what you got, and then it's up to market gods. It's not up to you. So, yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to go have a cup of coffee and finish the day. And then see you guys on Monday. Let's answer some questions then. All right. This is a stupid question, but do you consider ETH BTC as good? No. No. Okay, so first, there's multiple questions here. Do you think ETH and BTC are commodities? Absolutely not. They're not. They're a code. I mean, you can't hold it, you can't touch it, you can't. Okay. Also, do you expect gold and silver to hold their price? No, I'm shorting gold and I'm shorting silver. Not directly shorting. I wouldn't do anything crazy like that. I have a decent trade on ZSL. I think I do. So again, none of this trading financial investment advice, folks. So don't do what I do. What I do is very risky. I don't think they haven't dumped typically hard at all over the last 3 years. But I think there's a push going on here. So when they start selling off, I think we may have a little short-term rally on BTC and ETH. Not that I'm saying that money is coming out of BTC and ETH going into gold and silver, but there seems like an inverse correlation there. And the gap between BTC and gold is so wide now. It was actually wide the other way around, right? When BTC was ripping the first 5-6 years, and everybody goes like, "Oh, who needs gold? Who needs gold? BTC is it." BTC. Well, now what? Last 2 years, BTC nothing, right? Gold up 100% or up 70%. So I think now the gap is so wide that either way, if gold stays and silver stays where it's at, I think BTC and ETH will have a little push. And if they correct, I think they're going to have a little push. So short term, we may be okay. Am I watching the dollar? Yeah, I am watching the dollar to become toilet paper. That's why gold and silver are doing what they're doing, and palladium and stocks. And I'm definitely watching the dollar, actually. I haven't looked at it today, but I'll take a look at it today for you. And then I'll go have my cup of coffee. This is the DXY, folks. Read them and weep, folks. This is why gold and silver are rallying. DXY is the dollar index. Oh, yeah, taking a big leg down again. Well, are we ready to fall off the cliff here? Yeah. Okay. So this is 1 year, 1 day. Let's take a look at what happened. What's been going on to your dollars last 3 years? 110 down to 96. It was 110. This is against the basket of currencies, folks. Okay. Let's look at longer term. What's going on to your dollars? Let's look at it. Okay. So this goes back to 2020, right? Big dollar rally. Since 2024, literally October of 2024, dollar index 110 down to 97. What is that? That's 13 points, right? That's about 14% in less than a year and a half, right? So that's why gold and silver are ripping. That's why you lost buying power to the tune of 14%. That's why inflation is not 2.5% that the government says. It's about 6, 7% a year. So you're losing value of your dollar by 6 or 7% a year. Well, as you know, that's what's happening. Don't hold dollars. Garbage. Let's see long term. This is the dollar index going back. And then we had this kind of a move before, by the way, from 2000 to 2007. Dollar absolutely became toilet paper, then had a little respite, bounce, and then now we're going back down again. We got to hold here on the dollar. If we don't, silver and gold may go to 10,200 or whatever it's they're going to do. But overall, there is a debasing going on. Overall, other countries are getting out of dollar-denominated assets because dollar is losing value. Why is the dollar losing value? It's losing value because we print, we add to the deficits, we add to the national debt $1 trillion every 100 days. In order to close the deficits, we need to print more. We put it in circulation. There's more dollars. When there's more dollars of something, or when there's more of something, the value of that thing, whatever that is, goes down. It's not a finite asset like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's an infinite amount of dollars, synthetic dollars we can create. We don't even print. We basically add zeros to the Treasury's ledger. And yeah, this is the picture. So if dollar values, market actually doesn't do well, and gold and silver should not do well. But we'll see. But yeah, you're losing value anyway. Your buying power is being diminished. So simple. Just don't hold dollars. That's it. That's all I can say. Again, none of this trading financial investment advice. Ooh, no, we're not there yet. Okay. We are not there yet. Well, I thought maybe I'll be getting out of my put debit spread. So SPY is looking like it's selling off a little bit. That's the daily. This is the 2-minute. Oh no, we're actually rallying. Okay, I thought we were selling off. Oh, we did sell off. Okay, fine, whatever. We're going higher. I mean, we're grinding higher, but without the Mag 7, we're not going anywhere. I haven't looked at NVIDIA yet. Is that up a little bit today? Oh, it's up 3. Okay. Yeah, but NVIDIA is the same price as it was 6 months ago. I think it is. Yep. Look at this sideways action. Hood, same thing. Apple, same thing. All these Mag 7s or Mag 10s are the same thing. Although Hood seems like it's trying to bounce off the 200 EMA here. It's kind of anemic. The weaknesses in Apple is very interesting. I mean, that's like in a little bear market of its own. It's down about 40 points, down about 12, 13%. It's interesting. We'll see. We shall see, folks. All right, let me go pay attention to what's going on. What is going on? Oh, we're rallying on Carnival. Okay, let's see. So we're in AVAV. We just did that live. We did an FIGR, Figure Technology Solutions. We did 5 there, 1 there. We have orders to do more. We'll add it to the silver triangle. Okay. That's about it. Okay, folks. I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee. Whoops, yeah. Watching dollar, yes. I just looked at it. All right, folks. With the internet going in and out, I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee. See you guys on Monday, hopefully under better circumstances. Come back on Monday, trading with Sergio, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's see what happens to Bitcoin, gold, silver over the weekend. It seems like they keep ripping. And that's it. Stay healthy. Have a good weekend.